24, and it's entitled, and many other states around the country have been trying to ram through legislatures that they are states. Bill number 18th, 1984. This bill was to be an act providing for of dietitians and in point of fact, the bill was a fascistic grab perpetrated by the American Dietetic Association and behind-the-scene trade organizations. This bill sought to give sole control of all fields of nutrition to the American Dietetic Association and the American Medical. Section 17, page 6 of the original bill stated, no person, business, or its employees, agents, or representatives shall dietitian, nutritionist, diet counselor, nutrition counselor, nutrient, orthomolecular nutritionist, nutrition specialist, unless licensed to practice dietetics under the provisions. This was railroaded through the Senate. It received a number 2070 and headed for the Assembly. The bill would have passed through the Assembly without opposition and debate. Radio nutritionists Gary Null and Carlton Fredericks had not mustered a formidable opposition against the bill. Legislators huged with calls and letters. One female supporter told Null and Fredericks in the Assembly. She said that they hadn't read the bill and were misleading their audiences. In fact, it was those in the Assembly who had not read the bill. In a letter to me, Assemblyman William P. Schuper said, as this bill was not introduced until very recently, my colleagues and I felt that the legislature needed further education on the merits and ramifications of A 2070 before acting upon it. Some New Jersey legislators called and threatened radio personality Gary Null, who subsequently launched an investigation into why this bill was introduced, who was behind introduction, and what connections and interests, clandestine and otherwise, do these legislators have with the American Dietetic Association and the other organizations involved? They're a conspiracy? Those who know anything about nutrition are aware that dietitians and physicians know very little about nutrition. Dietitians prepare hospital menus. They serve patients Jell-O, instant mashed potatoes, and out foods. The April 1983 issue of Prevention magazine on page 65 reported that 1/4 to 1/2 of hospitalized patients staying 2 weeks or more in a hospital end up malnourished. Statistics state that each year nearly 50,000 people die of malnutrition in our hospitals. Barney Clark, the dentist who received an artificial heart, died of complications of malnutrition. Dietetic textbooks are 30 years out of date. If one seeks state-of-the-art nutritional advice, one listens to Carlton Fredericks and Gary Null, Linus Pauling, or Jeffrey Bland. One seeks out dietitians and physicians only when they are nutritionally trained. Bills like A2070 and HR 6050 amount to tyranny through protection. They seek to limit our freedom of choice. They want to give power to those who least deserve it. Titles and diplomas do not grant knowledge. Position and influence are not guarantees of knowledge. He who is he who has right information. It is he who has done the studying and the research who has right information. No one licensed Sigmund Freud as the first psychoanalyst. No one licensed Wilhelm Reich as the first, or no one licensed Pasteur as the first bacteriologist. License procedures are revenue-making schemes of the state. They can amount to monopolies. Legislators should always be wary of enacting laws that limit freedom of choice, because these laws are usually unconstitutional or are protecting a vested interest. We have no problem with dietitians wanting to license themselves, but they have no business to monopolize the field of nutrition. We also don't like the dirty tricks of the American Dietetic Association used in trying to ram this bill through the New Jersey legislature. Even some editorial writers for our local newspapers were fooled into believing that A2070 was merely a bill to curb diet quackery. If reporters and legislators can be fooled like this, how can the average citizen avoid being duped? Must he give up his job and become reporter and legislator? Where can he get accurate information? It seems to me that we are getting lousy representation in Trenton. And remember this when voting time rolls around. And as an addition, I'd like to say that the American Dietetic Association continues every now and then to try to ram a bill through the New Jersey legislature that would give them the power to be the one and only arbiters of nutrition in the state. They are like cockroaches. They stay out of the way during the day, but when you turn off the lights and don't focus the light of knowledge on them, they come out of their holes in the dark night. So, and in other states, such as Ohio, nutritionists are held in check, and their speeches and the like are censored. And this happens in other states of the Union. These are ploys that are used to say that they're cracking down on quackery, but that's not what they are. So, listeners, beware. Beware. Dietitians are not nutritionists. They never can be. To become a nutritionist takes more study and more focused study than any dietitian curriculum could ever provide. To become a nutritionist, a dietitian would have to study dietetics as well as nutrition. Being a dietitian is not and can never be the same as a nutritionist. The end.
Hi, this is William Morrow. Are you one of those people who join a health club, and after they have your big, overpriced annual membership, you notice that you're on your own with little or no results even after all the promises? Then the website Personal Trainer is for you. Thank you very much, William H. Morrow III.
So you lost another argument with a conservative, right-wing Republican. He talked over you. He screamed and yelled. He brought out the Bible. He thumped it. He quoted scripture to you. You were lost because you came at him with facts. Nothing but facts. And you expected that would make you look good. That would make you win the argument, but it didn't. You know why you lost the argument? You know why you're going to lose your next argument? Because you don't read Censored. Censored, the 30-year-old newsletter that shows you how to defeat a conservative. Read Censored, and you'll have all the ammunition you need. Every time you get into an argument with a right-wing conservative, so-called Christian. Censored, that's all you need. Read it, and defeat a conservative.
Greetings, listeners. Let me speak to you for a moment about the foundation of our entire organization, Newsletters Censored. It was founded by our mentor, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman, in 1977. It discusses the 5 taboos of American life: politics, religion, health, human sexuality, and child rearing. You won't find anything like this in the mainstream media and the press. It reveals the kind of truth that most people are afraid to hear. Can you handle it? We are living in the end times, so in order to defeat a conservative and save America, you need Newsletters Censored. Go to www.newslettercensored.com, click on the printable order form page, and with your gift to support this work, get your free annual subscription. This is James P. Madonna of Megalife 21, the hardest hitting internet talk radio station on the planet.